What's going on, guys? John Kelly here. Today we're talking about the Waymark Mile. This is the day pack that I have been using since earlier this summer, and I have to tell you, this thing is fantastic. I've now used it on multiple day hikes. I've used it on an overnight backpacking trip, and I may have used it once as a diaper bag. I'm not saying I did, but maybe I did. Let's talk about the specs, let's talk about the uses, and let's talk about whether or not I think this is maybe the best day pack that you can get for the money right now. Let's talk the specs for just a second. The pack weighs in at right around 16 ounces depending on each pack. There might be a few little differences here and there, but the pack weighs in right around 16 ounces, which is only 1 pound. If you get the accessories that can come with it, which is a 1-inch hip belt and a stretchy pocket that you can put to hold your phone on the strap, that will add weight to it about 2 ounces, maybe 2.5 ounces. You're gonna run in right around 18 to 18.5 ounces on that. So all together with accessories and everything, you're looking at a pack that weighs just a shade over 1 pound. Super lightweight, super comfortable. It's made with X-Pack material. On the back of the pack and on the bottom of the pack, it uses a VX21, which is a heavier, more abrasion-resistant X-Pack. It's also a touch more water-resistant than your regular VX07, which is what is used on the side panels, on the straps, and on the back of the pack. Now for me, I've used this pack as a day hiking pack. I've taken it on more than 20 day hikes. I used it as an overnight pack when I went to the Red River Gorge just a couple weeks ago. I've used this as a diaper bag. I mentioned that earlier. That's not a joke. I actually filled this thing up with extra clothes, diapers, all that kind of stuff one night because the backpack that we usually use is just heavy, and I wanted to see how this thing would do if I used it as an everyday type of backpack, and it did a great job. If you're somebody who's looking for something just kind of carry your stuff around daily, this is a great pack for that. Super lightweight, super comfortable, easy to use. Now real quick, I just want to say thank you to the sponsor for today's video, and that is Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with a crazy amount of classes put on by people who are experts in so many different areas. You can explore all kinds of crazy new skills and really dive into your creativity. Now, for a long time, I've wanted to learn how to make my own gear, but I couldn't tell you the first thing about sewing, much less sewing machines. But thanks to Miranda Harper and her quick and dirty sewing classes, I'm starting to understand better how to get started and maybe even make my own backpack one day. Do you want to learn how to play guitar, manage your own business, start a new side hustle? Skillshare has the classes you need, and when you subscribe, you get access to thousands of classes that could take you where you want to go with a new hobby or even a new career. There are no ads, and they're always launching new premium classes so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. And for the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click on the link below, you're going to get a free 1-month trial membership to Skillshare. So thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring the video. Now let's get back into talking about the Waymark Mile. Let's talk a few features of the pack, just kind of explain how it works, everything it has to do with it. Let's start with this big pocket. I'm a fan of the stretchy pocket. Anybody who knows me knows I love the stretchy pocket. My Chicken Tramper pack, which I absolutely love, the only thing I'm not crazy about is the fact that it's not a stretchy pocket, because for me, that's the pocket I like. That's so nice to be able to put stuff in, and it just kind of holds everything in place. When I used this as an overnight pack just a few weeks ago, I was able to keep my Dyneema tarp in here, and it held it in place the entire time and did a great job. It's a deep pocket. As you can see, I can put most of my forearm down in here, and it stretches out really, really far. Also at the top of the pack, you've got a big zipper. What I like about the zipper is there's some dividers inside of here. You can put some keys in there, a wallet, you can separate out some snacks, and it's a waterproof zipper on the top with what I think is one of the most ingenious design options that they've come up with for these packs, and that's this little triangle cut right here on the pack. It covers up the one area on every zipper where water gets in. It doesn't matter how waterproof a zipper is, where the zipper ends, there's always a little pinhole, and water will find its way in any hole that it can find. And so having this piece of fabric right here is awesome for keeping water out of the pack. I used this 2-3 weeks ago in rain in the Red River Gorge on a hike, and no water got in here. Now it wasn't pure downpour rain, but it was a good solid rain, and nothing got inside of this pocket, so it did its job and it did it fantastic. If we move to the sides now, we've got these deep pockets right here where you can put water bottles. One of the things I'm not crazy about, and this is just me, I would like if they were a touch deeper, maybe just a touch deeper, and instead of the elastic, I would love to be able to have cordage that you can tighten up. When I was hiking with this just I guess a week ago, I had a water bottle in here. I tripped on a root and my water bottle went flying down the trail. Now if I'd been on a hill or next to a cliff, that water bottle could have gone off the side of the cliff, so now I'm littering and I'm also without water. It'd be nice to have a pocket that I can maybe pull a little bit tighter. With this strap here, it's made so that you can compress the bag if it's not full, which is nice. But what I would also like is if maybe, it would probably add a couple grams, but if they could maybe do like a V design up here with it, to where if you're using a smaller water bottle, you're able to take that water bottle and maybe lash the top of the water bottle underneath the cordage. On my Ohm 2.0, that is one of my favorite things about the ULA Ohm 2.0 is the fact that you've got those points where you can lash things in. If you're using this as an overnight pack and you've got tent poles, I always keep my tent poles on the outside of my pack, and it would be nice to have those in and be able to held in place by more than just one strap. Now that's my opinion. That doesn't mean I'm right. That just means it's what I like. But I would like the option to maybe make that a V on the side and maybe add the ability to tighten this up a little bit. It's a day pack, so it's not like it's that big of a deal, but for me, those are some things that I would probably do for the pack if I was to do it. But the pockets do a great job. This does help if you've got a 1 liter bottle holding it in place. So great options on the side. Now if we look at the front of the pack, I call it the front of the pack because if I'm standing and facing you, this is what you see. I don't always understand terminologies on things. To me, this is on my front, so this would be the front of the pack. But according to backpacking terminology, this is the back of the pack. So today, I will use backpacking terminology, even though I think it's thoroughly confusing. On the back of the pack, you've got the straps made with the Dyneema fabric along the front and just super cushion mesh on the other side. The straps are really interesting because they're hybrid straps. Now, there are different kinds of straps on backpacks. If you're new to backpacking, you have J straps and S straps. Those are typically the types of straps that you have. The J strap is a strap that goes long ways across the front of your body and connects on the sides of the packs. S straps, they curve and they're made a little bit more for women, for men who are more barrel chested or heavier guys. They're a little bit more comfortable because they don't come as far in on you on your chest. These straps are really interesting because they're a hybrid. They're not quite an S strap, but they're definitely not a J strap either. They do pull around the body a little bit further, but not as much as your S straps. They're made to be a little bit more universal. Of course, you've got your strap across the front with a whistle on it. I do like on this strap that it's made so that it's able to stretch a little bit, but it does stop at a point. That means it gives a little bit as you're walking, but not so much that you lose the support you need when you're using it. Great design there. Also, down here in the corners, if you can see this right here, this is a little triangle section of fabric, and behind it is a loop. That loop allows you to connect a hip belt, a fanny pack, whatever you want to it. The reason for the triangle fabric is to protect against these things. These things are evil. I don't know if you guys can see that, but those little points, when those jab into your side, it doesn't feel good. The purpose of that fabric is to allow that to not jab in your side as you're wearing it, because these are the connectors you use to hook on a fanny pack or a hip belt. Now, one thing I will say is I would make that just a touch bigger. I will say when I was hiking with a few other YouTubers, Backcountry Pilgrim was also using this pack and he hooked a fanny pack to this. But these little points were jabbing into his side the entire time. It was very, very uncomfortable. So I think the top end is good, but on the bottom end is where he was getting jabbed. And I know I use this as an overnight pack with a fanny pack, and it did the same thing to me. I had to take the fanny pack off and strap it to the top of the pack. So I would make that triangle fabric maybe a little bit bigger. It might add some grams to the weight, but it would definitely make for a more pleasant experience when it comes to using these kinds of connectors with the backpack. It's a 28-liter backpack. 22 liters on the interior of the pack and an extra 6 liters on the exterior pockets. You've also got connectors for trekking poles on the outside. The pack is just designed really, really well. Like I said, there are a few things I would change about the pack, but they don't take away from just how great of a backpack this is. Honestly, I like this pack so much that, check this out. I bought another one. This is the new Mile that I just bought. And there are some differences on this one from that one. Now, before you go, why do you have 2 day packs? Let me explain. I bought this one because it's red. And when I was getting my pack, which that one was actually a gift from Waymark, the gray one was a gift. I'm not gonna hide that from anybody. They donated, they gave that to me to look over with no promise of a video or any content. They just wanted my honest opinion on the pack. This one I bought with my own money. It's the red, which if you know me, I like my red on my backpacks, but also the fabric that's used on this one is actually different from the fabric that's used on that one. This red fabric is something called EcoPack. Now, if you didn't know this already, almost all backpacking fabrics that you see come from the sailboat industry and are fabrics that are used for sails. Dyneema, X-Pack, EcoPack, all 3 were originally created to use on sails on boats and are still used for sails on boats because of their ability to be very abrasion resistant, ultra lightweight, and the ability to be waterproof and UV resistant. EcoPack is a 100% recycled polyester fabric. It's extremely abrasion resistant, water resistant. It's also 97% UV resistant, meaning that over time of being in the sun all the time, it's not going to lose the integrity of the fabric. The color shouldn't fade. It's a great fabric, and more than anything, it's also responsible to the environment. From my conversations with Waymark, it looks as though they are going to be moving to EcoPack in most, if not all, of their backpacks moving forward in a move to be more responsible to the environment and to use responsibly recycled materials. One other difference on this pack from the other one is that the straps themselves are not made with X-Pack on the front. They're actually made with 450 denier ripstop polyester, which just has a little bit different feel to it. It's not as shiny, and quite honestly for me, I think it's kind of cool because it has that old school backpack feel to it while still being super lightweight and water resistant. The straps are really comfortable. Everything about the pack is great. I can't wait to give the other one to my friend Josh. He loved mine so much when we went backpacking that I'm giving him the gray one as a gift. The backpack is fantastic. If you're interested in finding out more about this backpack, go on over to waymark.com and check out the Mile. I do have a link below, and I won't lie to you, it is an affiliate link. All that means is that if you click on the link and you happen to like the gear and decide to buy it, the channel gets a kickback so that we can do more reviews like this one, and you get better content moving forward. If you like the video, give it the thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give it the thumbs down. There's always that one guy out there, right? Let me know if there's any day packs you guys like to use and what they are down below. I would love to hear what you guys are using on your day hikes. And with that said, stay strong, hike long, and I'll catch you on the next go around.